Hey, Dream Girls, it's your girl Raquel, and
Bianca.
we're back again discussing what is going on in pop culture and what's going on with women's bodies, right?
Yeah, yeah, women's
Okay.
bodies. That's a hot topic these days.
Oh,
I
it's
know you're on TikTok all the time, Raquel. You tell us what's tea? What's tea? What are the girlies talking about?
okay. Although I am a millennial, a proud millennial, I do be in those TikTok streets and I'm seeing what the girls are talking about. And you guys, thin is in. Like the whole culture of the 90s, the 2000s, very, very like heroin chic. Do you remember that top model Kate Moss?
Yeah,
90s like model
yeah.
Kate Moss. She was
Hmm.
famous for saying something like nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Do you know that
No,
quote?
no, I never heard that.
Or just quotes from when we grew up in that time in the 90s, the 2000s, where
Hmm.
a minute on the lips is a lifetime on your hips. And
Hmm. I don't remember. I don't remember those sayings like that.
then
I just know that that time definitely was different than what it is now. Like back then, the
did your mom
body type was so opposite of what it is today. And I just find that so funny and how we're kind of like making a U-turn back to it. One thing I do remember is like my mom always saying, nothing ever really goes out of style. It's just recycled, like it just
yeah.
comes back around. So I do believe that with the trends of women's bodies as well.
Do you okay, speaking of moms though, we talked about our mamas. We have talked about
Mamas
our mamas,
and
okay?
their opinions.
Jenny and Valerie, okay?
Yes.
And child, Jenny, like my aunties, all of them back in the day, I remember them eating like lean cuisines and
Oh, yes, yes. I can't remember the names of them, but I do remember
the
like the
frozen.
little packaged dinners and stuff like that. I
They would
remember Slim Fast
Slim
and Weight
Fast,
Watchers.
Atkins diet. I remember
Yes,
watching
the Atkins diet.
Atkins diet, and so I definitely grew up seeing diet culture, and thinking that's what it was, be a grown woman. Like even when
Yeah.
you watch movies, the men like you. I don't know if you remember, but watching movies, I remember thinking that like when I was an adult and going on dates, I would go on a date and order a salad because that's what sophisticated women did.
Girl, because I'm going to eat, so I don't know. I can't really.
I white chicks. Remember when
Oh my,
she
now
was
that
like
I can
perhaps
relate to.
a salad for
Listen,
yes.
when
So
she ate that cheese and it tore her up,
okay,
tore
okay.
her up.
So that's kind of like the culture that we grew up thinking that that was in, and then kind of what we discussed last week about how then it changed. You got
Yes,
curvy, plackety plow,
yes,
BBLs, or not even if you don't have a BBL, just like a curvy body shape. Got and
yeah.
right, right, and so
Yeah, because not everybody was blessed with that naturally. So I do believe that it kind of was hand in hand at that time, like getting curvier. When the people that realized, like, I don't have that body type, they
mhm.
started, reverting to the BBLs. So that was definitely a time.
Do you think that like thin was ever out? Like sometimes skinny girls are like, oh, I'm happy. Well, currently now skinny girls are like, oh, it's our time to shine and stuff. And I'm like, was it ever not? I don't know. I don't know. Do
Yeah,
you
I
feel like
believe
skinny
it
was
was a
ever not
time. It
in?
was a time. It was a time where skinny was not. It was not the play. Like if you wasn't thick, you ain't. If you wasn't like endowed and stuff like that, it just. It was a time for that. It definitely was a time for that.
Hmm.
Now we've been trying to get skinny for the longest time, so I don't know if we kind of.
Like I'm like, did I? I'm just thinking. Growing up, when we think about I'm thinking about like Aaliyah. She was slim. Neil,
Maya,
huh? Who?
Maya.
Maya. Maya had a little something, something, but she was still slim.
Yeah, she was still slim, just like Ashanti. She same as with her. She was still slim. It was like even if you were curvy, that wasn't like the focus. They didn't focus on it like how they do today. You know what I mean?
Beyonce
You
was
like
doing that master cleanse diet, and that got popular. That lemonade diet where you was putting cayenne and maple syrup.
yeah.
I know I had tried that, but
I haven't tried
failed.
that one.
Oh my god, I failed miserably. This was, I think. shoot, I can't remember what movie it was that she was trying to, if it was Austin Powers or something like that, she was trying to get thin for. But
Oh, yeah, but
Beyonce
somebody
was
was
doing
cute.
an extreme diet before a tour
Yes.
or anything like that. Like she was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But yeah, huh?
So like now that we're in this era where we're trying to get back to thin and thin is in, I think people are really going to extreme measures to do so. Like i.e. Ozempic. That's a big thing these days. And, it's for people with type 2 diabetes. It lowers their blood sugar, and produces more insulin for them. So
Mhm.
that's what it's for. But of course, it gets prescribed just for weight loss. And a lot of the stars that we know today they live by it, and it's obvious.
They're shrinking. Some of them are like, oh, I'm just like dieting and exercising. It's like,
Girl.
the timeline ain't, no shade. Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling has gotten
Yeah.
extremely small, and she's always talked about her weight issues of being in Hollywood, and she's like a size 8, and she's worked hard to be a size 8, right? And she's like, but that's plus size, like in
I
Hollywood.
know. It's crazy.
She was like, she'll go to photo shoots and nothing will fit her because they'll have like sample sizes, and
Mm.
she'll have to put on like some plus size clothes, and they'll have to like put it like
Yeah.
what's the thing, clamp it in the back
Yeah,
and stuff because
mhm.
they don't have anything for someone who's mid-sized, I guess,
Mhm.
and she's definitely talked about her struggles, and then now baby all of a sudden, and
Yep.
in the timeline with these weight loss drugs, Elon Musk, I
I
believe,
was gonna say Elon Musk was another one. Even
although it
Tracy
didn't work for him.
Morgan.
I don't know if y'all you've seen him, like the
It's so funny. I somebody like everyday person, not a celebrity, they told me that they tried Ozempic and it did not work for them at
it doesn't work
all.
for everybody. Candy Burr
Yeah.
said it didn't work for her, and then also Miss Pat, from the Miss Pat
Oh
show,
yeah, Miss Pat. Yeah, yeah, Miss
she
Pat said
said
it as well, but yep.
it didn't work for her. She didn't lose no weight, and also we'll get into that later, but it gave her some health issues.
As they always do. As
So
they always do. And you
yeah.
see New York, Miss New York, from The Flavor of Love. Remember Miss New York? New York.
Mhm.
Have you seen her? She's legit, they say 90 pounds
That
on this thing. Like
is
90 pounds. But do you feel like Ozempic kind of has a certain look?
they call it Ozempic face. So
Yeah.
we'll get into a little bit. So Ozempic um is classified under the type of drugs called, I might be pronouncing it wrong, semaglutides or
Yeah.
semaglutides. Some people pronounce it different ways. But as you said, it's initially for diabetes, but they found the side effect was that it um helps you lose weight. And that's why it's now being sold as a weight loss drug.
Yeah.
Um, what it does, I don't know all the science behind it, but as you go up in dosages, it pretty much curbs your appetite. It's curbing your appetite, right? So at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. So if you are eating less food, people who are on these, whatever it's Wegovy, the trizepatides, whatever, it's making them not be hungry. So they're just essentially intaking less calories, right?
Yeah.
So you're not you're reducing your caloric intake, right? Then
Mhm.
the next thing, how it makes you lose weight, um, muscle wasting. So
Yeah.
usually when you're losing weight, the traditional way of diet and exercise, you want to lose waste first. Like, you got a whole bunch of, you backed up, you want to up your fiber so it can come out,
Exactly.
which way, out the end, right? Obviously, you might have a lot of inflammation, water weight. You want to get rid of that. Then you want to get rid of fat. Muscle is the last thing that you want to lose.
Exactly.
You want to minimize muscle loss, right? But with
Exactly.
these medications, muscle wasting is the first thing. So you start to
Mhm.
lose muscle. So that's when you start to say the Ozempic look. A lot of people kind of they don't look toned.
They don't look. They look very soft to the touch. They look very like squeezy and squishy and kind of like, you know what I mean?
It's
Like
like
they
skinny
really
fat.
have no muscle.
Skinny fat.
Yeah.
That's essentially skinny fat. So they're losing muscle and it's causing them to be look untoned. And so, and I'm not trying to, that's why I won't even say it's an easy way out, because doctors, they say this online, you can look it up. When you are taking these drugs, it is imperative for you to weight train so that you can try to
Combat
combat
the whole
the muscle loss,
the
right?
muscle loss.
You need
Yeah.
muscle to protect your bones. Having muscle on your body just literally also helps you burn more calories at rest, because
Mhm.
that's what muscle does, right? Especially when you're weight training and stuff. Maybe you might burn, I don't know, 200 calories when you go to the gym and you burn weight train. But then when you're home and those muscles are sore,
Mhm.
guess what they're doing? They're
They're
burning
working.
calories at rest.
Yeah. Mhm.
So um and that leads, I'm getting off track because there's so many thoughts, but like, yeah, so Ozempic face, I think Ozempic face is just having drastic weight loss at a rapid pace. So then you start to lose
Yes.
the fat in your face, which,
Yeah, because they call it Ozempic butt as well. So I just think it's an
oh, I haven't heard
overall,
that.
yeah, Ozempic bucket. That's one of the little terms
What is
and
that? What is
so that's basically just the same thing with the Ozempic face. It's basically, it's a saggy look. So that's kind of like, it's just anytime, like you said, rapid weight loss.
Yeah.
Ozempic is just the topic that we're talking about now. But other things that make you lose weight rapidly, you could still look
Mhm.
the same exact way. So
Exactly.
basically, the whole gist of it is that rapid weight loss is not always, I mean, everybody would love that. That's like, the thing. However, it's not sustainable and it doesn't L for me, it just doesn't look like what I would wanna look like, even though I'm, like, smaller or I've lost this weight, it still doesn't give that tone look that I would be going for. So, I
And I
don't know.
think, like, I don't want to, some people need that extra help. Some people really have like a food addiction, and it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
easy to be like, just put the cheesecake down, put the snacks
Right.
down. Some people really have an addiction. And sugar is highly addictive, right?
Yeah.
Don't they say it lights up certain receptors in your brain just like heroin does? So
Yep, like a dopamine. Mhm.
mhm. So it's
Mhm.
not that easy for, it's not easy for anybody to be in a caloric deficit, first of all. But some
Exactly.
people it's harder than others. So maybe they need these weight loss tools because they seriously need it and they need to get to a healthy weight
Yeah.
for themselves. But it is not, there is no way that you can skip diet and exercise, because especially exercising, you're gonna look like Ozempic butt, Ozempic face, Ozempic loose, whatever, because you're
Yeah.
not going to the gym and building muscle. So like, at the end of the day, if you want to use it as a tool to help you uh watch what you eat, cool, but you still gotta work out. Like you still gotta
Yeah,
work.
it always goes back to that. Like we try so much to just cut the corners, but it always trickles back to that. Because whether you have a surgery, you still have to maintain it. So what does that mean? Diet and exercise. Whether you don't go the surgery route and you're doing it naturally, what do you have to do? Diet and exercise. It just always goes back to that. So
And
to me,
especially
why even no, go ahead.
oh no, I'm saying especially if you are not hungry because the medication is making you have no appetite, you gotta eat your protein. Well, first of all, you
Yeah.
need your nutrients, all the
Yeah,
nutrients, not just the
yeah.
macronutrients,
All of them.
micronutrients. You need all of that for you to just have
Hmm.
a healthy body. But obviously, eating protein helps you build and maintain muscle. Like, you gotta make sure that like you are eating a healthy amount of food and getting your nutrients in. Like,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't say it's, yes, it's a tool, but you gotta use it the right way, you know?
exactly.
And
But I feel like the people that use it sometimes aren't really the ones that are really that concerned about doing things the right way. You know what I'm saying? A
mm,
little bit. Like not to I'm not trying to stereotype everybody and put you all in the box, but I'm just saying like those are typically the people that don't want to accept the fact that it comes with diet and exercise and it's
yeah.
really a changing, a mindset and a lifestyle. So it's kind of I
Well,
don't know.
guess what? There's again no shortcuts. So, all right, let's say you get on Ozempic and you lose the 50 pounds, whatever that you wanted to lose. Okay, so you're gonna stop the medication, right? Because it's expensive. If you're not a diabetes
Yeah,
patient, you
diabetic.
know what I'm saying? If it's not something that your insurance is covering, for whatever reason, you're paying out of pocket and it's very expensive. So you're gonna stop using it, right? So then guess what? The hunger comes back. You never built the tools to learn how to be in a caloric deficit or a
Exactly.
maintenance phase. You never built those tools. So now your hunger is back. You never created that routine to get in the gym or go for a walk or lift the weight. You know what I'm saying? So, and then guess what you also did? You lost muscle mass. So now your
Wow.
metabolism is now lower
You're weak.
because you have no not no muscle, but you have less muscle. Now your metabolism is lower. And so that's why you hear people say, I got on some glutides and I lost weight, but then when I got off, I gained the weight back. So then I had to get back
Mhm.
on it. And
Yep.
blah, 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 blah.
Right. And then it creates this cycle of never ending, just drug taking, pumping yourself up
Yeah.
to
Because
just
diabetes patients are on it for life. It's a lifetime medication.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think it is a tool for people who are, first of all, have diabetes and it absolutely need it. And then are obese, morbidly obese,
Yeah.
no. But there are people who are taking it and there are slim people who are taking it.
I know. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
People who are
you
making this
don't even
full,
need it. And just
you could have just hopped in the
like I
gym for a month. First of all, people who don't need it. And then some people's like, okay, maybe you a little overweight, but if you just cut the sodas for a month or something, you will be snatched. So what's
nobody wants to go through the discipline of it all. That's what it is. Everybody wants to have their cake and eat it too.
that bothers you so much?
It does. It does. Because you got other people like me that's working hard every day. You know what I mean? Like, it does bother me. I'm glad you noticed that because it
Yeah,
does feel
I
it's
could
like,
tell. I could tell. I mean, how we were saying Kate Moss said that nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. It also feels good when I went to yoga this morning and they got the mirrors and stuff where you can look at yourself. And um I've been I could see my reflection in the mirror and I could see like the definition in my biceps.
mhm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like the work
I'm
it's
here. Right.
showing.
I'm here. Exactly.
Yes. And it feels so good when you're like, I put that work in and I'm seeing the results.
Yeah.
Like,
It's such a satisfying feeling. You know what I mean? On top of you celebrating that your body is where it's at, it's like the hard work you put into it, it just makes you that much more grateful.
yeah. And we talk about this all the time, how like when we say diet and exercise, it's really nutrition and exercise, right?
Yeah.
It's really when them people say it's a lifetime, a lifestyle,
A
it's a
lifestyle.
lifestyle. It is a lifestyle.
It
Like
really
it
is.
is really a lifestyle. You don't just okay. I want to lose a little 30 pounds. I want to lose whatever 100 pounds, whatever weight you want to lose. Um, it doesn't just stop. The maintaining it is always that's really
That's
when now you've
yeah.
reached your goal and you
Right.
can sit back.
Yep. That's where a lot of people mess up is once they get to that goal and they put it, everybody is just so like, oh my God, I got here. So
Mhm.
you naturally just kind of like take a break. You feel like I'm here and it slips your mind that like, wait a minute, I gotta stay here. You know what I mean? I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You can alter it a little bit, maybe not as much, a little less and things of that nature, but it still takes work. And that's where people get beside themselves. And the
Yeah.
next thing you know, it's back. It's creeping back because you chilled for too long.
Okay. And I know that firsthand.
I wanna say I know from experience on that.
Okay, because I'm thinking like, okay, I'm
Well, I'm not
feeling
gonna
this
lie though,
side.
when you finally get to your goal, you do be wanting like a little chill pill, like, okay, I'm telling you, you do. I mean, I obviously understand how you can get there because you do be wanting to chill. You be working hard, hard, and it seems like forever, and you finally get to that point, and you just be like, "I could chill for a little bit. I can,"
Mhm.
Man.
Do you get scared that like this is something that I've dealt with? When you've reached the size that you want, whatever, right? You've reached your goal. And so then now it's maintenance. And it's like that scary phase of upping your because now it's like you don't need to be in a caloric deficit anymore. You don't want to lose any more weight. So now it's like maintaining it's I'm not gonna lie, I'm always like like a little bit
Yeah, I told you
nervous,
the whole
like
time is so scary. It's so great and it's so scary because you don't know what is too much. But you're also like, you know what I mean? You want to kind of celebrate where you are.
yeah.
It's a very scary place. I don't have the answers to that. So, you know.
We are all on this journey trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
We dream girls, we're honestly life is figuring it out. There's always something new
Yeah.
going on, something we're always trying to figure out. So anyway, back to the weight loss drugs, the Wegovys, tirzepatides, Ozempics. We were talking about Miss Pat. So we talked about some of the downsides, of course, of the muscle wasting, the
Mhm.
Ozempic butt, Ozempic face. And then another thing is it can cause some gastric issues.
Yes.
Miss Pat talked about it. It caused her, I believe, gallbladder problem,
Yeah, gallbladder.
her
Mm-hmm.
gallbladder. So she had to get off of that because of that. And so it slows your stomach emptying, so that's why it curbs your appetite, and so you kind of feel fuller longer. But that can lead to what stomach paralysis or paresis. You don't ever want your stomach to become paralyzed. That is a problemo. So y'all look up stomach paresis and check that out. That's, I believe, one of
Yeah.
the bigger side effects from these weight loss drugs. Obviously, it doesn't happen to everybody, but any medication, shoot, Tylenol has side effects. Like
Right.
any medication does have side effects. But the pros, especially for the diabetes people, hey, it is what you think? No, because that face is saying something else.
I mean,
Be real, keep it real.
okay, you go first. You go first.
No, say it.
I feel like the pros of it could the pros of it is that you get into your goal fast. Now, if it like you said, if you jump started it and if you wanted to use it as a jump start, and then you were also educating yourself in the back end about what you needed to do to keep it and what you need to do to maintain, then it will be a little bit different. I would say it could be a pro where it could help you jump start, a
Mm,
weight loss. You know, I
okay.
sorry, from sun school.
Okay. All right. But then what was the
So
like it was something else. I could see behind your eyes.
no, no,
Tell me Miss
but
Capricorn. She's the Capricorn be telling her how it is. So I don't know why she being
well,
shy.
I'm trying to go into my soft girl era, so I'm
Okay.
trying to find the right ways to say things because I don't want to offend anybody, especially in this cancel culture. So,
Okay. Well, and
so
we were talking about how the pendulum is swinging to thin again. You brought up cancel culture. And again, I be in these TikTok streets,
you really do.
not posting not a daggone thing, but I do be lurking. So, there's been different influencers, I believe, Carmelita Fox, Slim Kim, Liv Schmidt, who have been getting dragged big time for promoting thinness. Uh,
Yeah,
the Liv Schmidt, she will post what I eat in a day to stay thin, and that's pretty much her tagline: what I eat in a day to stay thin or stay skinny. And she would show her meals, and people would think that they're like too low calorie, and that is promoting EDs. There's a trigger warning for anyone who, yeah, but that is promoting EDs. Slim Kim, she had a video that went. First of all, her name is Slim Kim, so it kind of tells you what she into, okay?
don't play with me.
But she
It's
had a
in the
video
name.
that went viral, basically saying that she loves being skinny. Like it's her favorite thing in the world is being skinny, and um, that she said she gonna do what she could. A big fear of her is to become big. Like she doesn't want to be big, so There are a lot of people. It went viral because a lot of people agreed, and they were in the comments saying that basically that they love, like, their clothes fit better, everything's tea, they feel like they get better treatment. That goes into Carmelita Fox, who basically says that she was overweight at a certain point and things weren't great. And then now that she lost weight and got thinner, that she believes her life got better and that there is skinny privilege, that there's privilege in being skinny. And that,
I yeah, there is. I agree with that. There is skinny privileges. We also talked about like sometimes our own loved ones, we get better treatment from them. You
mm,
know, yeah,
mm,
our dearest loved ones. You know what I mean? I've witnessed it. I have seen it firsthand, and that's just it's really a thing. But what I would like to say is like, what isn't it? I mean, isn't it the same thing as when you're bigger and like a Lizzo or something, and you're doing that whole body positivity thing and loving the skin you're in? If you're smaller, you can love that same skin. Like I feel like it's always a double-edged sword in
I,
beauty standard because it's like if you're thin and you love yourself, that's what you are loving. Just like if you're big and you love yourself, that's what you
dang,
are loving.
that's true. How
You
come?
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
why is it always just that one way? You know? I don't know.
that
Because I
is
just,
so
and
true.
then also,
Huh.
if it's one of those things where it's like, I'm showing you what I eat in a day. How am I really promoting it? I'm just showing what I've done. I'm not really necessarily saying this is what you need to go do. This is just what I do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like
That
so
is
much
a valid
judgment.
point. I did not think about that. That, like, if you're in a bigger body and you're saying, I love my body, I love the way my clothes fit,
Mhm.
da 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 da, doing plus size clothing hauls or whatever, loving your body as you should.
Loving your body.
That's celebrated. But if you're thinner and you say, I love my body, it's like frowned upon.
Mhm.
You should just
Yeah.
think that in silence.
And you're on your way to being
Don't say that
canceled
out
for
loud.
loving yourself, but like it's all about self-love. But then it's like I guess self-love has to look a certain way, you know?
I would say that um I gained a significant amount of weight a couple years ago, and um first of all, I okay, we're not gonna get all into that, but when I lost
Mhm.
the weight, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely feel like there were privileges with that. I do feel like job opportunities. So
Mhm.
literally, your economic, Carmelita brings that up. Like, economically, it can help you.
Mhm.
For women, we're not talking about for men, but women who, there's like studies. She named the studies. I can't recite them because I don't remember, but there are studies that basically purport that women in smaller bodies tend to get promoted faster and
Oh,
move.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
I don't know what it is, but we know I'm an actor. I'm an actor. At the end of the day, when I was in a bigger body, no shade, the girl wasn't really booking. You know what I'm saying? And then once I got to a smaller, it is what it is. And then once I got to a smaller body, um, and I hate this. It just, so who knows? Maybe I also got better my talent, but I think maybe people could look, they could see the talent more. They could see
Or maybe your confidence got, you got more confidence because you just felt
confident,
better in your skin. So
and
it's
I am
probably like a
confident. Yeah,
whole lot of things rolled up in one.
that's true. Cause like I would look I would look at myself in recordings and stuff and I would hate it and that would be my focus. And or when I was like acting, I'm like, dang, I gotta get the right angle and this and that. And so it takes away from the performance. So that probably played a factor in it too, because I just
Yeah.
wasn't as confident. Um so definitely job wise, economically, obviously there's perks when you go out, like dating and this and that, and also your clothes is fitting better. So there
Yeah,
are
that's
privileges.
the best part for it for me is like you look good in everything. You don't even have to do the try on. Like when I was smaller, I never used the change room, like, you know what I mean, to go and try stuff on. I already knew what it was going to give, and that was a perk. That was a major perk for me. I
Mhm,
love that part.
mhm.
I'll
Yeah,
be back.
fashion. That's why I guess models are high fashion models used to be skinny. Of course, they're making it for more sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but at the end of the day, I um I don't know if I'm wording this right, but like I feel like yes, thinness is back, but I feel like healthy bodies should be back because you can also be extremely skinny and extremely unhealthy. You can have an eating
Yeah, I see
disorder.
it all the time. Mhm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Um, also there's a bunch of skinny people who eat poorly and they just eat whatever, Wendy's every day or drink Mountain Dew.
That would be the ones.
I I used to work with a bunch of skinny girls who would eat pizza all the time and drink sodas, and a couple of them were on high cholesterol medication.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
thin does not equal healthy. So
It
a healthy
doesn't.
body is what I think that should healthy should be in, whatever that looks like for you, whatever size
Yeah.
that is for you. So yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. People gonna want what they want. Like I said, it all goes back down to hard work and what you're willing to sacrifice to get the results that you want. So,
yeah, okay. So is thin
mhm.
in to you?
Thin is in. I do believe that thin is in. I think that thin is in, but like you said, I think that we should focus more on it just being healthy being in, and whatever that is for you. But I do believe that we are going back to that a little bit, back to the natural. I would say more so natural bodies. I wouldn't say more so thin. I think going back to your natural bodies is kind of like the wave we're in right now.
Love that.
So
Yeah, I love that.
yeah.
Cool. All right, and gun to your head. You gain 80 pounds. Would you take Ozempic?
I'm taking Ozempic, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I just can't do it. I can't do another 80. I'm sitting here struggling, trying to lose the same 10 forever. I cannot afford to be 80. That's a whole nother Raquel, first of all, no. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's a
No.
child.
Ozempic me,
Well, that's
baby. I'm
almost,
over there like,
you'll be up, baby.